We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got French right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Merlin, I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is going to be absolutely insane, guys, because yesterday, if you didn't notice, the Philadelphia Eagles have won the Super Bowl. So it's a great day for me. It's a great day for Philadelphia. It's a great day for everyone here, but I know you guys aren't here. So we're going to get into some Bitcoin stuff like that. Just throw that out there. But Bitcoin liked the green yesterday and got up to 98,000 overnight, but sitting back down here at 97.2. I do think that we're about to see a lot of volatility. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. But we have CPI coming Wednesday. We have Jerome Powell actually coming out and testifying in front of Congress on Wednesday as well. That's 10 a.m. And then PPI on Thursday, jobs numbers on Thursday as well. So we have a lot of things happening right now that's macro that's affecting us, especially with the tariffs and stuff like that. So, but I think the next week or so, we're actually going to be unfolding some of that. A lot of that's going to become kind of caked in already, and we can kind of get on with our lives and then continue with this bull run. My opinion, I don't know if it's going to come true or not, but I truly believe that we're going to see a bull run, and it's going to be 6 weeks sideways, 6 weeks pop, sideways, and then 6 weeks pop. It's going to happen. It's going to happen really soon within the next couple of months, in my opinion. But let's get the show started. Let's bring my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? What's going on?
How about them Cowboys, bro?
Yeah, unfortunately, now the Eagles played good, man. Hurts got MVP, deserved it. I think it was definitely a beatdown. So,
yeah,
but I think we forgot to connect the other stream, but it's all good. We can do it tomorrow.
What is it?
The abstract side.
No, that's on.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. So we should be live on Abstract. We should be live on Rumble. We're live on Twitch. We're live on X, and we're live on YouTube, guys. We are live pretty much everywhere, in my opinion. It should be going. So.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Cool. Awesome.
Right, cool.
Yeah,
man. So let's kind of get right into it. MicroStrategy buys 7,633 Bitcoin for $742 million between February 3rd and 9th. Since November 18th, MicroStrategy has purchased 150,000 Bitcoin. Absolutely insanity, bro. Let me show you this chart. This is all their buys. Between November 18th and November 24th, they bought 55,000. The 25th and 1st of December, they bought 15,000, 21,000, 15, 5, 2, 1. Looks like they're running out of money here. And then they found some more money, 11, 10, and 7. But they're just not stopping. They are not stopping. I thought last week was the first week they didn't buy. Sailor didn't post his chart, none of that. And then this week he goes and does it yesterday, which everyone knew, which means a buy signal. And he bought 7,000 last week. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's been consistent ever since really, Bitcoin propped up aggressively in November, right? That's whenever it really started to get hyper aggressive. And so, maybe needed just a week to kind of breathe and then now back at it. We'll see next week if he continues. But I think, people are expecting Bitcoin to have multiple all-time highs this year. So it makes sense to see this.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think he cares what the price is at this point. I just think he cares about how much money he can find under his sofa couch and how much he can borrow from people. I don't know. I'm curious what his actual holdings is himself, because this is MicroStrategy buying this, right? Do you think Michael Saylor has like 100,000 Bitcoin of himself? I mean, that's a lot of money.
Not about 100,000, but I'm sure that he has like, a ledger that maybe not many people know about, something like that. But he's consistent, right? Like he's consistent, at least for the new branded company called Just Strategy with the Bitcoin logo on it, right? So that's really what he's been about is believing in Bitcoin and talk about conviction. That is like the most like extreme version of conviction that I've seen probably ever.
I'm actually curious why he didn't change it to Bitcoin Strategy. I think it was probably in his head to do it. What like reasons would you say the reason why he didn't just name it Bitcoin Strategy?
I think it would have probably did too much to his current products that are out there.
Gotcha.
Because he is a software as a service. That's what they do, right? So, they have a ton of products out there, and so they go to. I'm sure they go to shows, trade shows, and stuff like that. And it would just be weird as Bitcoin Strategy as the software as a service, right? So,
100%. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says Bitcoin adoption should get to several billion people by 2030 at current rate. So he's kind of looking at a chart and seeing the adoption rate of Bitcoin and how many people are coming online. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. He's saying several billion people by 2030. I mean, that's crazy to me. Just to think that we're going to have, potentially several billion people holding, pieces of Bitcoin, Satoshis.
Yeah, it makes sense though if you look at it from an evolution of like gold, right? Like people would have little bits of jewelry eventually and stuff like that. I think like people will utilize Bitcoin for different things, right? Maybe savings accounts, maybe Bitcoin becomes more used as like a payment type of asset as well in different parts of the world. We'll see, but I do think it's going to be at least like they'll get exposure to it in terms of someone they know or just learning more about it by then. A lot more people, right? So I think that's a fair assessment. 2030's 5 years away. A lot can happen, especially in our space.
100%. So let's kind of get into the next thing here. Traders are hitting a record short positions on ETH, up 40% just last week, dude. It's getting too easy to short ETH right now. Do you think this continues, or do you think we see a lot of these guys get liquidated because it is getting too easy?
Well, I think once it gets too easy for too long, that's whenever they'll get roughed up, right? And so I think they'll probably just feel like it's too easy, and they'll continue to take these leverage positions. And once the faucet gets turned on, they'll probably get beat pretty bad with that, and then it won't stop for a good minute. So the good experienced ones know probably when to chill out and say, okay, that's enough profit taking, or that's enough to profit, and I'm going to back out and see what happens here in the next couple months.
I just don't think these people are smart. I just think the leverage traders are just kind of like, no, it's been working for me. It's been working for me. Keep pushing. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, even smart people are, susceptible to the power of greed, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes greed actually makes people less smart, even though they are smart people. And so that's what it is. It's greed, man. Greed is what people end up, falling to, basically. So it's not going to change with this cycle.
100%. All right, let's get into the next thing here. President of Central African Republic, just posted the CAR meme token launch on his official X account. So what happened yesterday is the president of Central Africa, a place where the average person makes about $300 a year, which is insane. He actually, they just started a meme coin. A meme coin ran up to $200 million. They've actually made more money yesterday than they did in the last 3 years in tax money. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I am glad that they made some money. I mean, as a country, I mean, they should have funds. I don't know. How do you feel about all this?
Well, I mean, this coin came out of nowhere. I
did.
saw it yesterday. All of a sudden I see a coin with a market cap of 200 million, right?
Yeah.
Like on the index screener, and I was like, "What is CAR?" I thought it was like Carolina something because it was CAR. And I look into it, and I was like, "Wow, this is weird." But how did it jump up so quickly? It actually. It surpassed the gel stool meme coin very quickly and took the liquidity out of that. Now I think it's probably down to like, because it got to like 350 or something, I think. And now I think it's down to 200 million again or below even. But yeah, if they were able to, make some profit off of that, then I guess good for them. I don't know. I think this whole kind of just spontaneous meme coin liquidity suck on Solana is going to calm down because people are tired of it, so.
I hope so soon, honestly. But what does that do with all the other pump funds that just launched, right? So I don't know. But the rumor has it this was just a test token for their official token.
Wow,
they're
test
actually
token
have
got
a
to
token.
350 million.
Yeah,
Their official token. Wow, that's interesting.
but this is just our meme token. They're going to launch a official token, but it's not going to be a pump fund. It'll be something that they just kind of give to their people. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to do, but we'll see. I hope we don't see more of this. I mean, we probably will though, but we'll see.
Yeah. Smart money will come in and start to kind of push, I think, people to different parts of the market.
Yeah, I hope so. CZ shares his thoughts on the crypto market, meme coin culture, and the bigger picture for the industry. He says, it's clear there's lots of money ready to invest in the market, lots of opportunities. You need to build things people want. And he has this like couple page, it really digs in deep in this and basically just saying that he talks to a lot of people, and these people are saying they're ready to put in the market. They just don't know where. They want to get the next big thing, but things like Pump Fund and things like the predictions market on Polygon, they're just not investable because you just can't invest them. So they're just waiting for the next big thing to come. And CZ is basically saying that it's not here yet. Like, what do you think that next big thing could possibly be? Like, I just don't, you know what I mean? Like CZ said, there's something coming.
Yeah. So the reason why Pump Fund and Poly Market is not investable is because of the previous regulations, right? So, I think that Pump Fund might not and Poly Market might not actually end up releasing a coin because in their mind it's like, why do they have to if they're making the profit right now? But there will be a point in time to where legitimate companies come into our space and they're looking to raise with like a traditional IDO or whatever it's called, right? But ICO over here, and or like a company wants to have shareholders and they'll do that by tokenizing their shares, if you will. So I think that changes into that kind of perspective once we get the regulation. I hope it is by the summer, because I think those are the companies that people are going to be looking towards to invest in, because you can't. He's right. There's nothing you can really invest in other than like legacy. And I don't want to say legacy because there's still, important projects, like MakerDAOs, like Aave, like stuff, but those market caps are really high. So big money can come in and invest in those, or like Ondo. I can see like some institutional money coming in and investing big in Ondo, different projects, possibly on Sonium, stuff like that. They're more familiar with in terms of like a financial kind of TradFi mentality a little bit. But I do think that comes. And once that comes, things get shaken up, I think. And then you'll kind of have different parts of the market, like smart money, kind of dumb money, which will be like, I think, like people trying to hit the lotto on Pump Fund, and then you'll have somewhere in the middle, right? And so somewhere in the middle, I think will be kind of like the DeFi / companies that can be investable by launching tokens, but more in like a shareholder perspective way.
Yeah, 100%. You're actually on the same page as me. I thought about this after reading this as well, and the big thing would be what's going to be built on Sony's chain. What's going to be built on on Base? What's going to be built on all these layer 2 Ethereum? I think the next rush is actually Ethereum, but not the old way we thought about Ethereum, the new way we think about Ethereum, which is all these L2s, Abstract, Base, Sonium, and there's probably going to be another 10 to come in within the next 2 years, and they're all going to be probably going to be basically be TradFi companies building, ETH L2s, maybe using stuff like Celestia for ZK rollups or using stuff, but they're at the end of the day, they're all just be rolling up transactions in a ZK zero knowledge proof way and putting that on Ethereum. That's Ethereum's only source of transactions right now is these rolled up transactions, which could really push Ethereum to the next level. Ethereum just becoming that layer 0 and having all these technical,
and just earning the
L1s running on
fees.
top.
Yeah, earning the fees, and that could be it, right? And the more L2s that they have, people are saying it's causing Ethereum problems because they're not using the actual Ethereum blockchain like as an individual retail users. But maybe that's not the successful business model for Ethereum. It is the kind of the settlement layer for EVM, right?
Exactly.
And so the more L2s, the better for them because right now it's so early in this crypto like journey for society, but fast forward 10 years from now and you're talking about like having 100 to 1,000 like L2s or more, like way more than that, right? I'm just like, and then they're constantly sending their transactions to get finalized on Ethereum, and then I think Bitcoin is going to have that as well, but in a different type of kind of B2B customer or client, if you will, right? Like more like important documents or high value assets on this side. Over here, it's going to be, I think, volume, focused on volume. But we'll see. I mean, we're just kind of speculating into the future, but that's what I think all these major L1s are going to be like settlement layers.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have exactly you're gonna have your Ethereum, everything settles on Ethereum, and then potentially up top you're gonna have these like maybe these centralized systems that you can trade on no matter where you have your Ethereum at, right? If you have Ethereum on Base, or if you have Ethereum on Optimism or Arbiters or Sony, it doesn't matter because once you're playing in there, you're gonna be just playing around, and then but if you want to go back to your chain to do natively, you're gonna be able to. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of stuff like that coming to where it doesn't matter where your ETH is. You're going to be able to use it any way you want, and I think those type of environments are going to happen too. I mean, that's how you onboard people, right? Where they just don't even know what chain they're on. They just come, they buy what they want to buy,
simplicity.
Or they buy the NFT they want to buy. They don't care if it's on ETH or if it's on this chain or whatever. They want that NFT so they can play that game that they want to play and stuff like that. That's going to be next level. CZ also calls a Binance listing process a bit broken, stating that the 4-hour notice period before listing allows token prices to skyrocket on the DEXs and then dump on the SECs. What do you think about this comment? I mean, do you think there should be no, hey guys, like it's just listed, no 4-hour period?
I think so too. Yeah, I actually agree with that. Because when you have the 4-hour period, you just allow people to dump on retail. And again, it's another reason why new people probably wouldn't want to come in and buy new tokens, right? I think the whole centralized exchange approach needs to be revamped, and this is a good sign because like Brian Armstrong came out 2 weeks ago and talked about this, taking a different approach to listing tokens, and now CZ's coming out with it as well. We need to get to a point of quality over quantity, and right now we've shifted the last 6 months to quantity over quality. And I do think that we do shift back some. We're always going to have like I think we're always going to have the meme, the gambling part of our space, right? But I think it kind of finds its little corner and gets kind of tucked there, which I think is still going to have volume and stuff that people don't want to play. But I think the rest of the space is going to focus on establishing solid fundamentals and just maturing.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. I think the space is going to mature, and it's going to like I have a feeling now we're going to get more push towards this gaming industry, and not just gaming as like play video games, but like gambling and all types of different type of gaming being pushed kind of in that way now, especially getting real regulation to where gaming is like maybe one of the top like earners in our space. whether that's VR or whatever. But the NFTs are digital assets. That's still kind of gaming, right?
100%, and it's going to be skill based. A lot of it, I think, because there's going to be new, like, innovative approaches to creating like ways to gamify kind of like a new platform or application towards fun. But not just sitting there like on Pump Fun where there's like millions of tokens. I think that that's still going to exist, but it's going to be, like I said, its own kind of like corner to where people are like, okay, I want to try to play the lottery today, see if I can hit something.
Yeah, 100%. It's gonna be funny though, because like 20 years ago, parents were telling their kids, "Get off the game, go play outside." And but in 20 years from now, they're just like, "Get on that paddle, get better. you gotta have a future. Start gaming better." I don't know. We'll see.
That would be crazy.
I'm already telling my son, like, you got to figure out how to game better than most kids. That's hey, it's gonna be a job in the future, bro. Take advantage of it. But so this is awesome. This isn't news, but I came across this from Bitcoin Magazine, posted it. In 2010, this website would give away 5 Bitcoin per visitor for free. It was just a website. This is what it looked like. You went there, you did the QR, you had to do the thing. So you make sure you weren't a bot, and you come and then you put your wallet address in there and you get 5 Bitcoin.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty nuts. So I looked into it a little bit more, and it turns out the pizza guy was the guy who made this. So Satoshi reached out to the pizza guy and was like, "Hey man, you're winning all the blocks. Like, is there any way you can distribute some of the Bitcoin? It's the only way to really kind of push Bitcoin forward." So he created this to kind of give away some things. This is right before he did the pizza thing. So which is awesome, because this is the history behind this is absolutely awesome. So he was winning, 50 Bitcoin a block back then, right? So for him, he was winning every block. He did it for 3 weeks straight. He won every single block, because people were just trying to figure out how he was doing it. He was using GPU power. He was the first one to do it. Then they went out and got GPUs, and then it was more fair. But then that's when the laptop mining kind of went away, unless you did a pool. And that's when pools started too, because people without GPU and couldn't afford to go out and get a GPU, they were just pooling with each other, and they were earning they would get a few Bitcoin instead of the 50. But it's kind of funny. He's the reason why pools were created, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I wish I could go back in time.
Yeah. So it was only up for like 6 months, and then right before Bitcoin's first big run up, he kind of pulled it down. But for a while, dude, you could have went there every single day, every 24 hours, and got $400,000 in today's value.
That's crazy.
$480,000 in today's value. Pretty nuts. Oh, this is cool. So Michael Saylor met with GameStop CEO Ryan Cohen Friday night. Why is this insignificant? So as of October 31st, GameStop reported approximately $4.6 billion on cash on hand. And they actually posted a picture together. If I can find it here.
Yeah, GameStop's headquarters is actually in DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So this is the picture they posted together. Ryan Cohen, Michael Saylor. What happens if GameStop puts half of that money into Bitcoin? Does GameStop? I mean, a lot could happen, right? GameStop they could take out loans, kind of doing what Michael Saylor's doing, and just because they don't really have a product. There's a GameStop around the corner of my house, and I walk by it to go to the pizza store. There's no one ever in that thing, like ever in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know.
Well,
I think this is their way.
Yeah, I do know that they've been exploring getting involved with different industries, the collectibles industry is something that they've been exploring. They actually reached out to my brother's company and like talked about, because they're local, and so I'm not surprised that they're talking to Saylor, probably trying to do some sort of stretch out their kind of what they've been able to earn, right? Like have that Bitcoin strategy as well as a treasury almost, right, for their company. And that would be smart in my opinion. So
100%. So it is, they're at Saylor's house here. So, this billionaires just don't go places, right? It's always a reason. It's always business. And he went to Michael Saylor's house. He had dinner with Michael, and we'll see what happens at the next earnings meeting. I'm actually curious. So,
yeah.
All right. So this is just a, just let you guys know, I said it in the beginning of the show, but let's kind of get your opinion on it. So Wednesday, February 12th at 8:30, we're going to get the core CPI year over year. And then Thursday, we're going to get the core PPI. But the big thing here, and I didn't see this last week, and I don't know if it just got on the market calendar, but Wednesday, February 12th, right after CPI, right before PPI, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell is going to testify in Congress. This is going to be a very volatile 2 days.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting what questions they throw at them. I imagine it's gonna have to do with like, easing. Probably talking to them about, hey, do you feel like it's the right time to ease, try to get this economy going? Those type of questions, and yeah, I think this is a typical like scheduling of him testifying, right?
Yeah, from my understanding, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe someone in the chat can tell us, but I think he reports to Congress every 3 months to kind of make sure he's doing his job. I'm not really sure, but this isn't anything new. I remember this happened a few months ago as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree though with the volatility. Probably expect that on Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday leading up to it is what. Yeah, Tuesday and then the day of. Anything that has him involved with speaking is always volatile that day. So maybe be careful with trading if you're in positions.
I mean, this is 2 days away, right? So I mean, we're about 48 hours away from having cliff notes potentially of stuff that he said. So it could be really bullish too. Imagine him come out and saying like to the Congress stuff that he's not telling the regular people. I mean, this is Congress. This is his bosses, right? So he has to give them more information than he's given us, the people. I mean, forced upon him. So
absolutely,
it's going to
be. And the last meeting he had was really good, but it didn't. It didn't, not with Congress, the last Fed meeting, but it didn't really move the needle too much in a positive uptrend price trajectory, which to me was a little shocking. But maybe this one does if it's another positive kind of interaction with them.
100%. Last thing here before we get into fear and greed, Florida Senator Joe Gruters introduces bill to invest in Bitcoin. So now we've had people, talk about it in the past, but we've had 2 actual bills actually hit their native, their native lawmakers, right? So which was Texas about a week and a half ago, and now Florida. These are actually bills actually hitting to be voted upon to invest in Bitcoin. So I thought it was going to be Pennsylvania and Texas. It looks like it's going to be Texas and Florida to be the first 2.
Yeah, I imagine both of those get through, but we'll see how much pushback both of these states have. But Texas is known to be like a minor state, right? So I imagine that there's going to be some good support here.
Yep. All right, let's get into the Bitcoin fear and greed here. So last Monday we were at a 44, which is kind of shocking to me. I didn't think we were that low last Monday. And then yesterday we were at a 46. Where do you think we are today? We're a little lower than last week.
45.
A little lower. We're at 44 last week.
Last week. So 40, 42.
Pretty close. We're at 43.
43.
So we're right there. I mean, it's been very boring, right? I mean, we're just yellow, hanging out. Do you see us getting green next week? I guess it all depends what happens the next couple of days, right?
Yeah, I think so. Last week, to be honest, was, in my opinion, is actually pretty depressing at different days, right? Like, and maybe you had a couple spikes of, being positive, but it just like, the alt market's really just been kind of taking, steps back, right? So I do expect there to be some positive momentum, at least maybe after Wednesday, right? Obviously, we got to get through that, and unless there's some bad news that comes out during that, him testifying to Congress. But I think we're due, right? Like for at least some sort of positive price action in the alt markets.
Yeah, and Secretary of Treasury actually came out last week and said that the Treasury can actually force Jerome they can actually go around him and actually cut rates if needed. So that actually might light a fire under Jerome as well. Just be like, I don't want them to having to do that. Let me just cut rates a little bit. Let's keep them satisfied. So, but the next meeting is until March, which I didn't know about. There's no meeting in February.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think 90% of the people that know, have experience from previous cycles and know, something about the space, expect some sort of thrust up at least by April, because typically by May it's done, right? And then we go into summer.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get into that Bitcoin price action brought to you guys by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem. They're going to be bigger than all the ones that are out, in my opinion, because they're going to allow you to do things that a lot of them other ones don't let you do. You're going to be able to trade BRC20s, you're going to be able to trade runes, and any project out there that wants to be listed on BitPerp's perp, reach out to them. They will probably list you. These guys want to have almost everything in our ecosystem trading on their site with perpetuals, with potentially 50 maybe more X's depending on the project. So definitely reach out to them, and they have a huge announcement coming up very, very soon. We actually were we talked to those guys. They were showing us the site, asking us some questions on Friday. They're getting ready, guys, and they want to be absolutely perfect, but they also want to launch in a good market. But their paper trading competition is starting really soon. It'll be on the Spider chain. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to want to play over there because you will be earning. They want to enrich their community. And how do you do that? The people that are playing, the people that are earning, the people that are doing well trading. Those are the people that are going to be rewarded. So guys, get over to bitperp.io, start messing with it, start looking at it. And so when it's time, it is time and you are ready. This is going to be an opportunity you're not going to want to miss.
Yep, exactly, guys. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, if you could help us out on the YouTube side, smash that like for us, and then also subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, turn your notifications on so you know when we go live Monday through Friday. And on the X side, guys, hit that like for us and share the space so we can onboard and educate as many people as possible to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Same for the abstract side, guys. If you wouldn't mind sharing this stream, that would help us out a ton. But let's dive into some Bitcoin price action this morning and take a look here. It looks like Bitcoin definitely wanted to have a little, some positive trending price action, right? That kind of got stalled here at 8 a.m. and we started to reverse here. As you see here, let's kind of pull this data in here, kind of see where our support and resistance levels are with where the price currently is right here. There's definitely some more resistance than support. You can see here by over 100 transactions there. And this is obviously, not live to the second, but this shows kind of what the sentiment is currently. So we have some resistance here. It's going to be tough for us to get through these levels all the way up to 97.7. So man, it's gonna be a little bit tough, and with what the leading indicators are showing, I actually expect this to kind of go back down further. Especially with all this kind of resistance here, not as much support. You can see even down below at this 96.8, the resistance is a little bit stronger than the support as well. So I mean, we don't really start to see that support level until 96.650 right here. So if I feel pretty confident in this support level right here. So if we get back down here, I think we bounce back up, but we could get here, 96.650. Well, right now we're sitting at 97. So second half of today looks like it could pull back down to that 96.5, 96,000. I do think it's going to be more of just kind of swinging back from this kind of this uptrend that we went through earlier. So nothing huge, no like huge dump unless some bad news comes out on the timeline or anything like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking for the second half of today. You can see here on the MACD, we're just now starting to go into sell pressure. So this is probably going to be a bigger candle very soon. We're heading down to that 20-point margin. We're at like 28. So once we get to 20, we're officially into oversold. We'll probably hang out there for a little bit longer. Again, Bitcoin's volatile, so that can change, very, very quickly with some news that comes out. Now, that's what I'm seeing for the second half of today. Let's take a look at the next couple days. The MACD doesn't look horrible here. It looks like, we're still in the buy pressure zone. The leading blue MACD indicator line doesn't look horrible. We never really got to overbought until late last night at 8. And so this is the 4-hour chart, which gives us kind of a 2 to 3 day forecast, right? So the hour chart will probably bring us down a little bit here for the next 8 hours, and we'll see what happens after that. Maybe if the hour chart for late tonight gets a bit bullish, then we can kind of hang it out back up here, but we're really gonna have to see how the rest of today plays out. But this setup isn't horrible yet, meaning that like the hour chart isn't like killing us yet. So if that happens today, let's say like some bad news comes out and we go below 96,000, go to like 95, 94, this will definitely turn bearish, like on the 4-hour, which will be, the next couple of days, Tuesday and Wednesday, leading kind of into that testimonial, or test whenever Jerome Powell testifies with Congress or whatever. So that's what I'm seeing, guys. Sorry, I'm not as bullish as I'd like to be for today, but that's what I'm seeing. I don't think it's like a disaster type of situation, though. It's just kind of swinging back and forth is what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, I think it's we need something. We need something to come out. We need either a big company to come out and buy Bitcoin or something. I don't know. Maybe it's this week. Maybe it's this week. I don't know, man. But we'll see. But let's get into today's roll call. We have our guy number one. It's first of the year. You believe it's Tim Baker's first of the year? Congratulations to Tim Baker. We have added you to the list here. As you can see, Mike Sorrell was number one, Yasher two, and so on and so on. But Danny Boy had a huge week last week. Got all the way up 3 in a row. Yasher won on Friday. Tim Baker wins on. And these three have been with us for so long, man. Appreciate all you guys. WebDro as well, Chief Axel, PJNZ, all you guys, man. It means so much to us, and it's gonna be fun to track for the year. But in that 2 spot, we got the Goosenal, the Cursed Goose itself. We got Mats in the building. Shout out to Mats. Lackey Lukey with his Billy Cat. Shout out to Lackey Lukey. Then we have PJNZ, Peanut Butter Jelly Time. Shout out to you, my friend. Danny Boy with a yo. Good games. Shout out to Danny Boy. ASAP Benji says Tim Baker is the man. Yes, Tim Baker is the man. Shout out to Tim Bakes. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo. He loves me and I love you with his Billy Cat. Shout out to Mr. Hanky. Danny Boy says good game. Shizzy Gratz. Thank you, sir. Yasher comes in with greetings. WebDro says Tim Baker. WebDro says insight strategies and the latest trends. Yes, please. Shout out to WebDro. Malam Yuri is here. Is it normal to be FOMOing at this time? Haha. Almost in reach of $1,200 in the biggest financial sale ever. Wow. So about to do a big $1,200 sale. What do you think? Do you think this is a good time to be FOMOing? I mean, I don't. I think it's a great time.
I mean, prices are cheap, right? So the thing is like, what are you going to be looking at, right? I still think that there's certain risk assets probably that I'm with my extra liquidity I'm not going to go for right now, but certain level of risk I will take because the upside of X is worth it, right? So
100%. And Nagi's here. Gary D says Shizzy drama over the timeline. I'm just trying to stay relevant in this time, man. Just trying to stay relevant. Power is here. My guy Chibi is here. What's up, guys? And then No with his Nuki. Shout out to No. Crypto Mona is here. Thank you so much for being here. Simi J is here. So Simi J GM, my boys. Mats is here. Says Yagobi WD40. so shout
I
out
promise
to,
I'm going to
Matt.
get some.
Justin says between Trump and BlackRock, they have bought almost 1 billion worth of ETH in the last couple of weeks. If alt season is waiting on ETH to pump, it's going to happen and translate to the Bitcoin ecosystem. Justin, we were just talking about this like earlier today. We're like, if ETH pumps, runes are going to like go ballistic, right?
Yeah, not just runes, ordinals, but yeah, the fungibles first, and then other parts of the Bitcoin ecosystem and just alt market in general, right? So I agree. Like it's like these institutions are picking up the ETF, the ETH ETF, and hopefully we see something similar to what we saw in January of 2024, to where that supply shock thrusted the price up, right? We'll see. We'll see. We haven't seen anything like that yet, and we're gonna see how much it takes because it just hasn't happened yet. And they've been, I would say, like actively, acquiring ETH, at least in the headlines for the past like 4 months. I would say, right? And is that about fair? But it obviously wasn't as aggressive as they were acquiring Bitcoin ETF, since like. What was it, like November? No, before November. It was it was like January, right when January started. They started acquiring a ton, right? And so we need that. We need that kind of just aggressive, acquiring ETH ETF, and then the supply shock will come in.
Yeah, I also think we need either Stonium to kind of pick up You know, if we can see ETH getting just like transactions super high coming from these layer twos, could you imagine if Sony comes out with a game and that game is just like phenomenal and it's using their chain, of how many rolled up transactions that would cause for Ethereum? And like, you know, obviously there'll be copycats, right? But this is Sony we're talking about. This is PlayStation we're talking about. This is Spider-Man movies we're talking about with Sony, man. I mean, I'm curious what they're going to do, but I got a feeling it's going to happen in the next couple months. We're going
Yeah.
to see something
Well,
big
no
come
more
out of the Ethereum
Spider-Man
chain.
movies, I don't think, because they lost they gave the licensing up, right? To the
They didn't get the licensing up. No, they're renting the licensing to Marvel. So they're still making like the Venom movie. That's
Oh
still
yeah.
them and stuff like that. So Patty Poo says sup the Bitcoin machine himself. Shout out to Patty
Hey.
Poo. Justin says, what do you guys think about Leonidas NFT announcement about the new dog? We actually have that on the docket. We're gonna get to that in a few minutes, I promise. Chief Axel is here. Shout out to Chief Axel. And then Anthony Paldino to wrap it up. LFG dog. Yes, we'll definitely get into that in a few minutes. Yeah. But first, let's get into this real quick. February crypto winners and wipeouts. Bitcoin ecosystem plays. So give me your winner for February, your biggest winner from right now, and then maybe your biggest wipeout from right now as well.
Yeah, so that was really hard to come up with the biggest winner because it's just, such a hard time. But I would say probably OMB on the ordinal side. They had a
Yeah.
pretty good kind of comeback and getting back into the spotlight, right? The 7-day, it looks like OMB is up about 5%. So nothing huge, but the puppets and quantum cats. But on the weekly, like, these are all in the green right now. Puppets are up 13%, but they've been hanging around that 0.06 for a while with node monks. And then quantum cats are 0.253, which they're up 9%, surprisingly, honestly, like with all the stuff that Udi went through, with the space. So the reason why I say OMB though is because I do feel like they're in the conversation again, which they weren't, as much, 2 weeks ago. Right. And they actually put an ad out. I don't know if you saw in I think it was at the Times, New York Times, maybe. And so, which was, I think, pretty cool. Right. So that's on the ordinal side. And then on the rune side, oh man, that's going to be tough, dude. Like if you look at the winners on the rune side, it's really, really hard to find anything that really just crushed it. I mean, the biggest gainer really is BDC, $1 billion cat, up 9%. But the biggest loser is RuneCoin. And I'll tell you why as well. Like it's down 11.3%, but it started getting some momentum once they talked about like the founders or the devs or whatever making their wallets public and all that stuff. And it actually got higher than $1 billion cat. And then like right now you can see like as it got a little bit drier in the space last week, it's down 11%. So it's back to 16 million. So I would say they're probably the biggest loser. Did you have any in mind?
Yeah. So I think the biggest winner is going to be Quantum Cats. I mean, Udi just raised $30 million, right? I mean, that's an insane number in this illiquid environment right now, right? $30 million is like, that could change the game, and depends on what he's going to use it for, right? The rumor has it he's going to use it to bribe miners. He's going to use it to push Opcat. If Opcat comes online, if Opcat gets a vote this year, Quantum Cats are going to go to a full Bitcoin, a Quantum Cat. They are, because people are going to want that token. They're going to want the token, the catnip token. They're going to want the EVM token. They're going to want the tokens that Udi is about to launch. And holding a quantum cat is going to get you that. So let's just say Udi's like, yeah, every quantum cat's getting $30,000 in EVM in Capnet, and every worth of it at this valuation. That could be absolutely insanity, bro. Insanity, because you have CatVM and Catnip. I mean, it could get crazy.
Yeah, it could. But he still says 2025. Don't be surprised if Opcat gets added to core, but I just don't know. It's really hard for me to see that happen. But yeah, look, if that does happen, you're right. Like the ordinal will definitely skyrocket. I think, regardless, they're good with their treasury. I truly believe that, because even after all the FUD that he got, the past like 3 weeks. The floor did not tank like as much as I thought it would. You know what I mean? And so I do think it's going to be a big winner. And but I think multiple ordinal collections are going to be big winners. So
Yeah, 100%. And my biggest loser, obviously, I think it's going to be Runes Coin. I think with them losing, the Rune Dev or whatever, Rune Toshi or whatever you want to call him, I think he was a big part of that. Some people are telling me that he wasn't, but I don't know that for sure. And I think that Solana left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. That's something that I wouldn't get into at all. I think Runes Coin is going to suffer even more lows, even when stuff starts to pop.
yeah, I agree, man. They're the only runes token that competes with Dog in terms of total holders, but it's obviously not the same. Dog actually went underneath 100,000 holders for the first time that I've seen it in a long time. It's at 99,954. And RuneCoin is at 99,049. But there's a big difference in between the communities, though. You know what I mean? The communities on Dog holders are active. The communities on RuneCoin aren't, in my opinion. And they also airdropped a bunch of people a little bit of RuneCoin, and I think that was to really increase the holder count. And there's just not momentum there, and so I agree with you on that.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get into the big news of today. So Leonidas, Dog, he says OKX in his name, by the way, but he says big announcement about Dog tomorrow, and then he came out and said just dropped the price of Ordinal inscription number 53 to 0.9, and previously he said I'm trying to get liquid here, guys. I need some money. So you actually were on the spaces where he announced what's going on. So what was that big announcement by Leonidas?
Well, so I was listening in and I did hear parts of it, but I think I'm going to pull up a post from Petty for the people that listen in and are familiar with the Bitcoin ecosystem. You're familiar with Petty, and he's really good at breaking information down. So let me kind of share this here and see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. So he says, Leonidas announced Operation Dog. This is a Dog expansion beyond Bitcoin L1. We've been screaming this for like months and months and months that like this is the way. This is the way. Anyways, it says, here's what you need to know. He has this really cool infographic here, but he talks about Bitcoin 1.5, layer 1.5, Bitcoin layer 2, Solana, Hyperliquid, centralized exchanges, and then Bitcoin mainnet. And he goes, the problem with tier 1 listings. Leonidas says that centralized exchanges prioritize listing fees over project fundamentals. I actually think mostly that's true, but there are some, centralized exchanges like Coinbase and Kraken that I think don't, but for the most part they do. And then he follows up with, they demand high fees, forcing teams to hold large token allocations. This leads to insider-controlled supply and frequent rug pulls. Retail investors often bear the losses. Despite Dog's $1 billion market plus market cap and organic growth, it remains ignored. So this is obviously at all-time highs, and I think it barely went over that. Honestly, it was like right around there. I feel like it was actually right under it. It says this highlights a flawed listing process. And then the shift to on-chain liquidity. Instead of relying on centralized exchanges, Dog is moving to decentralized trading. So this is kind of a movement that we've seen actually this cycle, is that you see stuff like Hyperliquid and other, decentralized exchanges start to kind of get to where they're competing with volume against centralized exchanges. And I never thought that we'd see that this early. Hyperliquid definitely has a lot to do with it. And then you saw Solana just going nuts with the Trump token. And during that time period, I think they actually surpassed the total centralized exchange volume whenever it was cumulative with everything on chain. So that's a big, in my opinion, a big like milestone that, on chain volume passed centralized exchanges. Anyways, it says DEX liquidity is now competitive with centralized exchanges. Self-custody tools are improving. Fiat on-ramps allow users to bypass exchanges. So this is also another big point that we got to really pay attention to. You have stuff now like Slingshot, Moonshot. There's going to be multiple on-ramp applications now that regulations are getting, more friendly. And there's going to be the Silicon Valley tech bros that come out with their startup apps. They're going to be left and right, in my opinion. So taking advantage early is going to be key, I think. And he says this means Dog can expand without needing centralized exchanges. Number 3, bridge Dog across all chains. So this is something that Shizzy and I have been just like really screaming at the top of the mountain, right? About, hey, look, we have Bitcoin layer 1 assets that everybody wants and to service, but we're not allowing them to service. In fact, we're actually discouraging it. And because of that, we're hurting ourselves in our TVL in terms of not TVL, but the perception value of our assets, right? And so so that they're saying bridging dog across all chains. So this is gonna the first, like, just scratching the surface of the initiative, because yes, that's part of it, but you got to have a like an initiative, a community initiative to start putting liquidity into these areas, because so people can go in easy and come out easy. And it says Bitcoin native assets face UX challenges, but Bitcoin itself overcomes them through bridges and ETFs. The same applies to dog. And it says Bitcoin is already bridged to Solana, CBTC, and institution ETF. By the way, it's on Merlin as well, on Merlin swap.org. And it says DOG can follow the same model while staying Bitcoin native. Very true, because when you bridge, the native the token is actually still living on Bitcoin. You're just locking it up and creating a synthetic version on the other side. And once you bridge back, you burn that synthetic version. So it's really simple. And then it says number 4, where DOG is expanding, DOG will meet traders where they are instead of waiting for centralized exchange approval. And then it says Solana listings on Jupiter Exchange and Moonshot, perch trading, integration with Hyperliquid, test nets, awareness campaigns, and new ecosystems. How bridging works, it goes basically into bridging, and most people understand how that works. And I actually just explained it to you guys about the burning once you go back and all that stuff. And it says DOG is locked on Bitcoin. We talked about that. Okay, this is another important part that I heard earlier. It says liquidity providers are being onboarded. This ensures DOG becomes a default option for new traders. The big picture, without a single centralized exchange listing, DOG is still valued higher than 15 Binance listed meme coins. The demand is clear. The next step is making access easier. And it says this is not about leaving Bitcoin layer 1. It's about expanding access, which everybody like that believes in this understands. Anyways, so this was really long, I know, but I did want to get those details out there. And it says final thoughts here: Bitcoin native assets will not succeed if they rely solely on Bitcoin L1 trading. The infrastructure is still developing. So with all that being said, this is kind of this initiative and stuff that you and I would say a month ago started saying, hey, we need to talk about this, and that's why you have the NEARs that come out, and that's why you have the ICPs with Odin.fund and Merlin with merlinswap.org, and Solana with Rune Labs and Rune Mine or whatever, and all these things. So they're setting up the infrastructure, and you have Arch as well, with Saturn. So this is the plan, and I thought it was always a good plan, but I guess now the people that were more L1 maxis are realizing that this is the best plan as well. What do you think from all that?
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Petty, man. Absolutely amazing article. And then, yeah, so I believe it's 100% right. I believe we need to get giant LP pools on every single chain. I mean, we're talking Base, we're talking Optimism, Arbitrum. We need it to be the top meme coin everywhere. And we needed the name to be Dog. We don't need it to be Dog Go to the Moon. Right. So I think that's going to be really big as well. Is, when you go to the other chains, you don't see Dog Go to the Moon. You see maybe Dog Rune or, something like that. I think that'll be absolutely big for it as well. But with that's going to allow, people who are not downloading Xverse wallets right now, they're not sending Bitcoin to non-custodian wallets right now. They're just not doing it. You're just seeing it. Xverse has had its lowest amount of opening wallets in this month than ever before. Even in January, it was super low. And people are just not doing it, but they are downloading Phantom wallets. They are downloading MetaMask. They are downloading the other EVM wallets as well. And that's going to allow them to actually play on Dog and Runes and stuff like that without actually having to do anything else. They're very lazy, right? They just want to get what they want to get, hold it for long term. It's not like Solana shitcoiners, right? Where it's just like in and out of things. This is something that potentially could be something that we can get on Cardano using Fluid, right? And then you got one of the biggest Cardano influencers, Dan. He's big into Dog, so imagine him being able to LP it himself over on Cardano. I mean, this could be absolutely huge for Dog and huge for the holders, but there is a group of people, the bitmappers, who hate bridging. If you post anything about bridging, they're against it. They hate it. They want it to die. They want everything to stay on L1. They're all a bunch of L1 maxis. And those people, that the reason why like I hate them is the mainly reason. They're just so built into what they're seeing here. They don't want anything to change. And those people, the L1 maxis, are going to have a hard time with this. But I love it. I love throwing some salt in their faces. So.
It's not just the bitmappers that are L1 maxis. There's other people that are L1 maxis as well that I feel like are starting to open their mind a bit, right? I'm talking more about like the hardcore ordinal collectors and stuff like that, and they bought into runes because of Casey, and so those people are starting to one by one open their mind up a little bit. I actually think that a part of this initiative should be a group of ecosystem builders that start to build like the applications in those other areas, because having someone there that builds like a dex that's focused first on runes is going to be important in my opinion, right? Because they can also kind of help with the liquidity providers and all that stuff, get that set up, so like if you're going to do one, like I don't know, on base chain, then it should be focused on runes, in my opinion. It's like this is where you can go to get runes. Sure, you can add other ERC20 tokens over there or whatever, but like my whole point is like if you wanted this initiative, then do it to where there's like builders in each ecosystem that's kind of connected to this big network. That way they all have like like one uniting kind of goal, and that is to really spread awareness with runes and Dog or whatever, right? So you already have somebody that will support it big in the Cardano ecosystem, like you said, Dan. I think he has like 500,000 followers or something crazy. You got Fluid that can assist with that as well. Near and Solana, you already have like people in place, like in terms of the builders there. So the builders are there, but I think they all need to come together for this.
Yeah, 100%. And if people don't realize this, but Float's been building this with Aquarium for the last 6 months. And this is going to happen. And what Aquarium is, you're going to go there, you're going to load up, you're going to just put your Bitcoin addresses on there, and you're going to be able to trade on Cardano and actually send that wallet Cardano if you want to, and potentially be able to bridge. You can be able to bridge your Dog, bridge your Bitcoin to Cardano, and then opposite way, maybe bridge Cardano stablecoins to runes. They're going to be able to do a lot of really cool stuff using what Fluid's building, and that's kind of why we're so bullish on them. And have been partnered with them for, they're probably one of our oldest partners now, because we just believe in what they're doing, and it's absolutely blowing minds. And I think this is really smart by Leonidas. I just wish there was an announcement before the announcement. I think that is like the biggest mistake. Like, you never come out and say, "Hey guys, tomorrow morning we have an announcement." I understand he's trying to pump his show up. His show hasn't been doing good. We've been beating it on Mondays, and so it really hasn't been doing good. And then now today they actually had a really good show, but I just think announcement. You saw Dog pop off this, and I can actually see Dog dropping because of this as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Because it's kind of more of an initiative, right? Than it is like everybody. Because I think people, when they hear like announcement, they want it to like affect their bags right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that this is not something that does that. But I do think it's good, though. It is good because now it's showing kind of where his mind is as like a leader in the runes ecosystem, of saying, hey, we're open now. Basically what we want to do is kind of guerrilla marketing type of approach here. Let's make it as easy for everybody to be able to purchase Bitcoin runes. And that will kind of like, I guess, give exposure in the easiest way for people in our space and newcomers.
100%. Couldn't agree more. It is almost officially Merlin Monday here, so we do have some Merlin news. So let's kind of get into that before Jeff joins us here. So they put out a tweet on their main page. They say Merlin Chain's POS prestige is here. Stake Merl as early as possible. Earn up to 100% APR. Secure the network and get rewarded. This is something absolutely game-changing for Merlin. You will now be able to stake your Merl for the first time and actually on-chain staking it through the team, right? You're not using no third party, nothing like that. You're actually using the Merlin chain, just like you do with Matic, just like you do with a lot of the other chains as well. I know that Sonic does this as well. You'll be able to stake it and earn Merl for doing so. So you're staking the token and you're earning the token, and possibly 100% APR. That's unheard of. Unheard of. It's like 6% on Polygon. You're unmuted.
My bad. So yeah, so it does give great returns on that first week of 100% APR, and then that second week it goes to 50, but then it settles down into a really good APR after that. And we actually have Jeff down below, so we can kind of let him break that down for us. But let's bring him up. Let's bring Jeff up from a Merlin Chain, the founder of Merlin Chain. Jeff, how are you doing?
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Big news for you guys.
Yeah, it's actually a pre-stage, so not necessarily a huge news, because we're trying to get users, used to the future proof of stake. Because, like I said, I think the fully functional BitVM is a long way to go. I mean, not like a lot of chains claim they can do that, but actually, it's kind of hard to do like this in a very short period of time. So yeah, so we decided, to go with proof of stake first, like we said last year. And I mean, I don't want to explain like every details like about proof of stake, right? But basically, you have multiple nodes to run the chain, and basically users cannot, have a node to run the chain itself. It's not like Bitcoin. Most chains, they have dedicated nodes to run the chain, to verify the transactions, to slash the assets if the node is doing like unrightful stuff. So basically, users point different nodes to to stake their coin, and in the other hand, people get rewards because they're trying they're helping the chain to be more decentralized and secure. So basically, that is the plan. And in order to make users get used to this, so we have the pre-stage to allow users to stake Merl. And of course, in the future, users are able to stake Bitcoin, Merlin Bitcoin, and other assets as well. But I think mostly about Merl and the Bitcoin, of course.
Yeah. So I think that's really good that you guys are kind of sticking to that proof of stake type of method for the users right now. But what would it look like once BitVM is available? Like, what would change?
What would change will be you will be like we said, we are ZK rollup last year, so you will become a real ZK rollup, which means nobody is running the chain, but the chain sequencer is running itself and giving all these transaction ZK proofs to layer one, and different basically Bitcoin itself will verify. I mean, Bitcoin, behind Bitcoin, there are, millions of different miners and stuff, but they are there to verify this transaction. And anyone, can file like a challenge, against, this transaction is not, verified. And the address, the assets on Bitcoin layer one will eventually give you, rewards if you, file a complaint and do a challenge against that transaction. But basically, Bitcoin layer one will be, securing Merlin chain, not, different nodes on layer two.
Gotcha. So the proof of stake concept would pretty much at that point go away.
Yeah, of course.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But for the proof of stake, I've done a lot of these proof of staking with Polkadot and Cosmos and stuff like that. So when you go to do something like that, you have to pick a validator, because you can be a validator if you want to, but you need a certain amount of Merl. I was wondering, curious amount of Merl that is, and like for the validators, you did say slashing. Can we expect slashing to happen, or is that just something that could happen if
yeah,
if
I mean, different nodes there is to prevent like unrightful behaviors of any builders or chain itself. People say slashing, but when you have enough nodes, slashing rarely happens.
Gotcha.
On most chains, yeah, it doesn't really happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And how much Merle do you need to be a validator?
It's not decided right now, but I
Gotcha.
think right now it's like pre-stage. On the first stage, we probably have some very famous, very legit, dedicated people to run this, like exchanges like OKX, like all these exchanges, like Bitcoin mining pools. We are very close to most of the Bitcoin mining pools, like these people. So it will be like I'll say in a group of institutions. But on the next stage, it will be permissionless to everyone. But still, like retail users probably will just point a validator to do that, because most people don't run nodes or have enough. Well,
Yeah. And so some validators that I've used, they do a little bit of taxing. Obviously, it's something to wait for the validator to make a little bit of money on it and stuff like that. And so that's something that people have to be aware of as well too. Will you guys be kind of like coming out and kind of pushing people to certain validators and stuff like that? Will you guys kind of be away from maybe the overtaxed?
Yeah. I mean, right now, everything is not fully decided, but I think we will go to our old partners first. And to be honest, I think the first stage will probably last for not pre-stage. The first stage will probably last for at least like half a year to make sure all this runs smoothly. And if Merlin becomes a chain with multi-million transactions every day, I think the community, of course, will ask for more decentralization, right? But most chains don't have this kind of volume or users, so like they don't even care about that. But so I think it's based on our future and it's on the way.
Yeah, I love this. I think it's the best thing you guys could have done. I think adding this gives me somewhere to put the Merle, right? Because right now it's just sitting in a wallet, and I personally don't like holding tokens. If I can, I want to earn a yield, right? Either in the LP or stuff like that. And with LPs, it's got to be careful, because if you put it with Bitcoin, as the price goes up, you're just selling in the Bitcoin the whole time.
Yeah.
So doing something like this where I can single stake my Merle, I absolutely love this. I think this is genius.
Yeah. And right now it's like 15% for Merle, but imagine you have like 5% for Bitcoin. That would be even better, because like
that would be
people love Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So that's going to be available soon?
Oh, yeah. Merle Bitcoin will definitely be the 2 tokens that will allow people to stake for this.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's going to be super exciting. And right now it's open to anybody, correct?
Yeah, but the first week is like 10 million cap. The 10 million cap was reached in 26 minutes.
Oh my
God. Basically first week was gone. Next week we'll open for 20 million, and the week after this will be unlimited. And because first week was like the APR was too high, so we don't want like too many, and people will complain about this. But yeah, and but the good thing is if you check the address of the centralized exchange, I believe over 25 to 30 million Merle token was withdrawn like in half an hour after the announcement. So basically, I think users are withdrawing their Merle from centralized exchange to wait for next week, or the long-term thing. But I strongly believe this number will go up in the coming week.
Yeah, I mean you're up 11% on the day, which is amazing. Really flying off. I'm curious to see the on-chain withdrawals. That's really cool. But yeah, man, it's really exciting.
Yeah, and so next week that APR, from what I read before, it drops to 50%, I believe, right? And then it kind of settles finally at like was it 16? 15%. Okay, so next week, so Zaza Ben said is asking if so right now you can't stake because it already got hit its limit, but you need to keep track. We're gonna drop the link. Actually, is it okay if I drop the link in the chat so they have it? Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the link for that. And you're just going to have to pay attention to when it opens next week and get in there really fast, because as you can see from that link, 10 million's already hit its limit, right? So next week, the APR is dropping to 50%. And is it going to be another 10 million on top?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after that, it's going to settle at 15, and that's going to be anybody can go in, which, to be honest, 15 APR is still really, really good. Especially for like a main chain token. So we just dropped the link in there. So have that bookmark it and kind of be ready for the next opening.
Yeah, next Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay,
Awesome.
9 a.m.
Awesome.
Eastern time. Set your calendars, guys, because that's when it's going to open up, and it's going to be a flood of Merle that goes in there. So you gotta be ready. But yeah, so that's
question here, right?
Yeah,
the question.
So
yeah,
Danny says I might have missed it if you said it, but is it locked or liquid staking?
Yeah, so I would say it's kind of like liquid staking, but when you unstake, you have a 7-day waiting period. That is why we say it's pre-stage, because when we launch the official POS, basically when you withdraw your tokens, you need to wait. Like you need to have a waiting period, because all these validators need to verify this. They need to balance, their staking pool and stuff. So I think right now most chains do have this kind of stuff. I mean, not Ethereum in my understanding, but most other chains have this kind of mechanism. So basically, you need to wait 7 days to withdraw your fund. But I would say it's like in the middle of liquid staking and locked, because you are actually appointing your Merl to a third-party validators. And also, we decided the number 10 million because like we were trying to do 4.2 million, but we're trying to get this open for at least, like, we were planning to have this at least 24 hours, and but so we actually like make this bigger to 10 million, but we didn't expect this to be filled so quickly. And I can publicly like swear here, I didn't stake any, because I want I obviously have many tokens, but I want the users to have this, but apparently like this is faster than what we expected.
Yeah, so next Monday, 9 a.m. Eastern, guys, is when you're gonna have to kind of hurry up and get in there. If you miss that one, then the following week everybody will have an opportunity at that point. Okay. So awesome. Okay, so before we get into any other news with Merlin, one of the topics of the Bitcoin ecosystem right now is, Leonidas hosted a space talking about how, there's this kind of collaborative community effort for runes to start, bridging to other chains. Awesome idea, right? I think we've been having this idea for over like almost 2 years, right? So I think like these layer 1 maxis are starting to realize that like they need to make Bitcoin layer 1 assets more accessible to the everyday user. And so they talked about just having this initiative and getting liquidity providers ready for different environments. What are your thoughts? Do you think that this is an initiative that's going to work for runes or any other fungible token, Bitcoin layer 1 fungible token, or do you think it's kind of too late for it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I hate to say real stuff, but first, I think it's 100% right to have your assets at a more liquid market, because that's why you want to get listed on Binance, not on some third-tier exchanges, right? Because Leonidas clearly shout out to Binance all the time, but not some random exchange in Nigeria. So yeah, that's a no-brainer. Second is I think if this happened earlier, and not only bridging, but also like if you actually using Solana or Ethereum or any like these very, very active chains, it's not about like I think most people, when they learn crypto first with Ordinals, they don't have the experience with other chains. So if you look at like Solana right now, they have different decks. They have Pump Fund Launchpad, they have Jupiter, they have Radium, they have Matara, they have lending protocol. They have 20 plus bots. So they have all these infras and products to support this kind of liquidity. So you launch at, so that's why when you go to Solana and try to buy a token, you want that contract to be Pump Fund contract, because that's why it's safe. Pump Fund changed that. People are willing to dump bridging like millions of dollars of worth of Solana to buy tokens, because they know Pump Fund somehow is safe. At least you don't get rocked. I think Shizzy had like a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, like with Ethereum before, right? People just like rock pool, take their liquidity back and stuff. So what I'm saying is, it's not about bridging there and people are just starting to buy this kind of stuff doesn't happen. That is like why Merlin last year was trying to do is we leave the trading part. We can even leave the launching part. Like if you have actually experienced pump fund or BTC fund, you will see the launching part is much easier on these smart contract chains. So all these all these procedures need to be combined together, and then you will have an actual booming, like liquid markets for people to trade. But right now, I think at this moment it's kind of late because obviously Solana is the only chain you can bridge to because they have like 90% of the liquidity. And on Solana chain, there are millions of tokens created every day. So it's kind of hard to get people's attention to Bitcoin memes in my mind.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
when you launch a token, like you can just launch this on Pump Fund. Why do you need this token to be a ruins? Like
so I agree with that part, right? Like it's kind of like, okay, basically now you're going to create this whole kind of environment on Solana or Ethereum or Base or whatever that focuses on runes. So it's almost kind of like, okay, buy our bags kind of situation. But I will say that there is a difference of community in terms of the Bitcoin fungibles because they're so hard to get in and out from a liquid standpoint. So the people are like more invested from like an emotional standpoint, right? And so because of that, it's like I think you're gonna see more community type of I guess like activity from those people on those in those chains and environments. Now, what's happened with Solana, in my opinion, is like obviously we all know that saturation is crazy there, right? So it's gotten so bad that like even the community of like Dog with Hat and the community of Popcat and stuff like have left. They don't show like love for that token anymore, and it's always the next hot one that goes to $200 million and then it goes back down to 31. The Bitcoin ecosystem can kind of bring that community effort back, but I don't know if it's going to work for the people that are there right now. Like, I don't think it's going to work for Solana necessarily as well as it might work for like Hyperliquid or Moonshot or some other environments. They're going to have to play around a lot, right? But I agree, like Solana might be probably the hardest to change the mindset of the people there right now. You're going to have to count on new people because the people that are right now, they don't give a crap about anything except for money. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't really give a crap about anything else. I think, for a limited number of ruins, that could be successful. Like, when they firstly, bridge all these pop tokens, from Bitcoin to Solana, I checked their, DEX screener, the liquidity was fine. I think for a limited amount of them, that could work. But what we're hoping is like a booming like BRC20, the late 2023. But this kind of stuff, it always happens like natively. It doesn't really happen. You have the token here, bridge to other chain, and that's just like asking people to buy your bag, like you said.
Yeah.
So right now, Dog has been on Merlin Swap since it launched, right? Since April of last year. And Leonidas and that team doesn't really show that any love. They don't ever talk about it, nothing like that. When I was thinking about potential exchange listings, I thought they would maybe do the Merlin version of Dog because it's already there, it's already available. I mean, Merlin is already on exchanges, so it's easy for them to switch EVM from Ethereum to Merlin and just have it. Do you think Dog will get listed maybe through an EVM chain instead of a Bitcoin?
I mean, that's like a long story. So first, I think for the first couple of months, Merlin's address is like number one address for Dog. If you go, like people always like always asking like, what does this wallet have so many dogs? Like what if he dumps and stuff? But at that time, I think if the two communities work together, I think we have a very, very good chance to actually push this token to many exchanges. Because like swear to God, I talked to so many central exchange about Dog because first I personally have like a lot of dogs. Second, it was like one of the most popular tokens on Merlin. So we talked to all these exchanges, like, you have our network, you can easily bridge this thing. At that time, most exchanges don't have ruins deposit. Most exchanges still don't have ruins deposit right now, right? So that was easy, and they were asking, like me, but central exchange, they want a people to to represent this project. They cannot list anonymous token. No matter what you say, this token, is for community, whatever. When this goes to Binance, when this goes to OKX, they need somebody to represent this token. So when they ask me about this, I said, I don't own this token. Like, I'm not the founder of DOG. So we are trying to get like the approval from the DOG core team. And just you guys should talk to them. Some people should like to represent. And I mean, I understand their side, but basically they told me they're not the founder of DOG, because I think at that time US has like lots of regulation and stuff. People are very sensitive about this.
Yeah.
So if they don't step up, we cannot talk to Central Exchange, because this is not our token.
Gotcha. So they were ready to talk to somebody that would represent DOG.
Sorry?
They were ready to talk to somebody that would represent DOG.
No, I think basically they love first. At that time, everybody loved DOG, because they have like millions of perp trading volume on Surf on day one on Merlin. They have like millions of trading volumes on Merlin, millions of trading volume on Magic Eden. People are very hyped about this. So all these exchanges, they basically they love this token. But some of them don't have ruins deposit and withdrawal, and some of them need some people to stand up there, talking about market makers, talking about who represent this KYC and stuff. But anyway, after first 1 or 2 months of a token, people don't care about this anymore.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. DOG Go to the Moon still on Merlin Swap. I see it there. It's one of the decent sized liquidity pools. So if this plan does work out to where they start to have these runes on different chains and different environments, then I think that it could just increase the overall liquidity back on Merlin as well, and just overall. But we'll see what happens. I think there's going to be a plan rollout for this. What's up?
So real quick though, too, is like the problem with the runes getting on every chain is the bridges, right? There's a bridge to Solana, but that's it. But there is bridges from Merl to all the EVMs, right? I mean, potentially, if it gets whitelisted, I could take my Merl dog, I could bridge my dog into Merl, and then take that to places like Base and stuff like that. Was that something that you guys could help support down the line as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, right now, DOG on Merlin still have 500,000, liquidity pool. Still has like 150, 100, trading volume, 150,000 trading volume every day. It's like number 2 just after Magic Eden. So still like, there are a lot of DOG on Merlin, and we have all kinds of bridges. Can bridge this token to other chains. We even have the bridge to Solana, to Ethereum, to Base, to BNB chain, to any chain, and also to move chains, like Sway, Aptos, Movement, like all these chains.
Oh wow,
yeah.
So Merlin could be that.
Yeah, because MBDC is on all these chains right now. There's still like $2.1, $2.2 billion worth of Bitcoin bridging from Merlin to other chains. So basically, that's the same situation like Bitcoin, right? Because when you have Bitcoin on layer 1, you can do nothing. But if you have Bitcoin on Merlin, you can buy memes from Solana. You can buy memes on BNB chain. You can bridge them to Movement, Story chain, Barra chain, these chains to farm. So it actually has more liquidity. And also like the soft BTC Jupiter. Probably most people don't know about this. But if you join their, soft Bitcoin Jupiter program, so you have a 1 Merlin Bitcoin, you join the program, they use your Bitcoin to provide liquidity on Jupiter, and that's 15 to 20% APR for Bitcoin.
Oh wow!
And it was steady for over half a year. But but if you have Bitcoin on layer 1, you can do nothing about this. So I think that's like no-brainers, like from last year. But I'm kind of happy that people on Bitcoin layer 1 finally realize, this is not an evil thing. Having your assets on other chains or other, platforms are not a bad thing.
Yeah,
100%.
especially the way that Bitcoin is built. I mean, Bitcoin is built to be like the warehouse to create these assets, and then the assets can be serviced in other environments. And if you want to take it back, you can, take it back and do whatever is on Bitcoin that you want to do there. But I just think that like now they're starting to realize this. I don't know. Maybe we can try to get Leonidas on the show and see, what his thoughts are on, just being open to like all the areas that it currently exists as well, and so that because what
And
that could do. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, and one other thing is, if you check MBTC liquidity on Ethereum, on zk Sync, on Mode, on Core, on all these EVM chains, you can see MBTC has over $10 million of liquidity there. Not MBTC itself, but the pairing, right? It has over $10 million worth of Ethereum and stable coins trading MBTC there. So I think that's a good thing, because if you have these assets on Merlin, bridge to other chains, getting all these liquidity providers to come to these chains to provide liquidity for this token, it's much easier for the Bitcoin layer 1 people do this by themselves, because that's very two different groups of people.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited for this. I'm definitely excited for Leonidas to wake up and realize that he can use Merlin for everything that he's said today. You don't have to go out and try to find these new bridges and stuff like that. I mean, there's stuff being built, but why wouldn't you build something that's already trusted? Like Merlin.
And which bridge is like more safer than Merlin? Like I seriously doubt that.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree. And I mean, you got, and you're battle tested, right? It's been almost in April. It'll be a whole year. Or no, I think in February it'll be it's already a whole year. Yeah,
Even the bridge on Stacks got hacked like seriously. But we have bridging and bridge out like over $35 billion worth of like assets. 35 billion.
Yeah.
And still zero security issues.
Yeah, and I think that some good things are going to happen here in the near future. With like emblems, also going to bring some kind of native Bitcoin assets over, like with the rare Pepes and all that stuff, and eventually like Ordinals. And we know of a project that's going to be building on Merlin that's going to utilize emblem for that stuff. So there's going to be more native kind of Bitcoin assets there. It's just going to be, I would say, in the next 3 months. So right now, we're still kind of waiting on Ethereum and Bitcoin to decide when, when we can relax a little bit and stop looking at our portfolios every other second.
Yeah.
But
I kind of want to dig into the and if any updates with BTC.fun that you can speak of. I mean, last time we talked to you guys, AI was absolutely insane, right? Like especially last month, it was crazy, and it kind of came down a little bit. I'm curious if you guys have any updates for what you're building with BTC.fun.
Yeah. So first, I still think AI is like the biggest narrative for this cycle, or you can say AI is the biggest narrative for human being. I would say, it's not about because it's changing the world in every way it can. So, but I think the problem right now is like right now it's like halftime. Like when I was having dinner with some friends last night, I think right now it's like halftime. The first half is people realize AI can do many things with crypto. People never expected something like AI XBT or AI 16Z to come up. But right now it's like halftime. I met like a lot of builders. They are trying to build something much better, much different. Because for the first 2 weeks, you see all these AI agents. You think, oh, that's cool. But the next 2 weeks, you say, I think one of them, looks the same. What does this why is it this worth $200 million, $500 million? It doesn't make sense. But after the halftime, we're seeing lots of new builders trying to build very, very, very different thing, very different from AI XBT, very different from bots on Twitter or on Telegram to talk to you. So I think that is what we're at right now. So for BTC.fun, so I think we're trying to I think right now it's halftime, and we are trying to get some special builders who doesn't build stuff AI XBT or the first half time, the first half kind of AI products, but trying to do something different. My personal guess will be in probably 1 to 2 months. I think the AI market will be crazy again. And you know, the second half is always much crazier than the first half. First half is people, you know, get to know this, trying to figure out what's going on. The second half is where people go all in because they know that second half there's no extra time. So I think we're preparing for this. We are always looking for, you know, to build something cool. And also, I think we're not trying to build this alone. We're trying to build, you know, with different platforms. You know, they will be launched in March and April. They will support, or Solana or Base, you know, for sure. But we're trying to make Merlin like the top 3 or top 5 chains they support. So, you know, they will have different, you know, users, communities, AI products through different chains. And like what I said about Universal X before, you can use Bitcoin to buy these memes, and also you can use Solana to buy these memes. So I think, you know, the second half will be very different. All these infras will be working together and bring out, you know, different new stuff. So we're not trying to do this alone. I think doing this alone will be a bad thing. That's what happened, you know, to all these bad communities, all this. And also, you know, Ordinals and runes, you know, people are so divided and trying to fight this for alone. I think that's just like a really bad idea.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. You know, and like you said, it seemed like what you're saying is that, you know, the second half of this AI run is going to be more useful products instead of just simple chatbot or something, you know.
More Ponzi product.
More what?
Ponzi product.
Or more pumpy?
Ponzi.
Yeah, pumps the
Ponzi.
price. Yeah, which is it pumps the price up. But
I don't know. But always like if you remember all these cycles, you know, 2021, you know, 2017, like all this crazy stuff happened in the second half.
That's true. That is true. Oh man, awesome. Is there any other updates that Merlin has currently?
Yeah, I think right now we are focused to find a group of new builders. To be honest, if you look closely to Merlin, you will be surprised that we have so many good builders. Last February, you know, Solve was on Binance. Avalon got listed, I think, tomorrow on Bybit.
Wow.
Yeah, like all these. Probably you guys didn't collect the points. I don't know, but all these users collect the points. You know, they will be having a fair share of token. And you know, if you have Bitcoin last February, you staked on Merlin, you get Merl. You staked in different DeFi protocol to get APY. Bitcoin comes from 40K to 100K. You get all these tokens from Merlin, from Solve, from Avalon. I think that is like I don't think many ecosystems have done that and have all these great builders to, you know, build from scratch. Like all this, like Solve was not doing anything about Bitcoin. Avalon was a new team, like day one was a like very new team trying to build on Merlin. Surf is the first team built on Merlin. Merlin started, Merlin stopped. Like all these teams, they're new and start building on Merlin. And eventually, you know, they are like, I think they have been doing a great job, you know, serving the users. So right now we're trying to, you know, find another group of builders to show them all these successful, you know, teams track records from last year and start to build, you know, in the in this year. But yes, like if you look at all these new chains, like I think very few chains have their on-chain builders products actually built for over a year and got listed and have all these raw volumes of stuff. Very few.
Yeah, especially with, you know, utility projects, which, you know, it seemed like these centralized exchanges were saying, you know, we're kind of going away from listing like utility and stuff like that. And so for Solve and Avalon to be listed, I think that's a huge success, especially being kind of incubated by Merlin and then eventually being a legit builder on Merlin. And now they've actually, so they started their journey and now they're spreading everywhere, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that's like the spirit, right? Because on the third month, like all of them start to build on other chains. And every time they ask us like, are we feeling like, you know, comfortable about this? I say, of course, you know, Solve, Avalon, they're on B Square, they're on BitLayer, they're on 20 plus chains. And we feel very comfortable about this because this is about building together. This is about, you know, helping these builders to succeed. But I think if an ecosystem has this kind of spirit or mindset, will eventually, you know, like walk like a much longer journey with the community. Not like, you know, close mind, have their network on day one, kind of popular, and then like after 3 months, nobody's building there.
Yeah, So if there's builders listening in right now, like what kind of products is Merlin looking for in terms of new builders to come?
Yeah, like if you look at the whole Bitcoin ecosystem, how many like projects got listed on Bybit or Binance? I can't even think of any.
I don't know.
Top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the only listings really are from Bitcoin layer 2s. Other than just kind of like the meme coin stuff like Ordi and Sats, but that doesn't really count. In terms of projects, there might be some with Liquidium. Fluid is on MEXC, but they were on that before they started building over here. But yeah, I mean, like no builders, right? But what type of, I guess, products are you guys looking for? Are you guys looking for more of kind of like the restaking? Are you looking for like innovative stuff that's like, more gamified stuff? What's the,
we're
what do
all
you
in
guys?
AI. We're all in AI.
So you're
AI.
going all in with AI?
Yeah. That's something that I think I'm not being formal, or I'm being formal like a little bit, but I think because like Merlin starts late. We're like Solana is like 4 years ahead of us. They're supported by SBF. Base is supported by Coinbase.
Yeah.
Ethereum was here for over 10 years. Like seriously, over 10 years from now. So you start late. Of course, you have to find something new and different than others. You cannot compete with them face to face.
Yeah,
man, 100%.
Awesome. All right, guys, you heard it straight from Jeff. And there's a comment in here from Jamin Coin. He says, Merle's price up, liquidity comes. Easy thing. Don't make things complicated, Jeff. I've seen this user kind of get frustrated at times, and you gotta look at the overall landscape, man. I mean, anything that's in the alt market is like pulling back together. The only one that has kind of hyper liquid or whatever is because, like we heard the other day, they're putting their fees directly into the coin or something, which I was trying to figure out, why are they not taking a pullback? But like 99.9% of the entire altcoin market is really kind of pulling back together. But this is great. Like staking with POS is another way of bringing the community and holders in here to help stabilize that price and stuff like that. So
yeah, like I want to like add something to that. So first, I think the whole altcoin market this cycle is really bad. If you look at the graph of any new token listed on Binance, biggest exchange in the world, any token listed there, new token, it's like a line. Like I've seen the graph, 21 days, all of them, 80% off, 85% off, 90% off. So it's really bad for everyone. And to be honest, none of us has expected that. Hyperliquid was a great team. Their team is in Singapore also. Their founder is also named Jeff. He's also, I believe, Chinese. So he's like we kind of know them, closely. They are working hard for years. They are very, very, experienced traders from Wall Street, from big trading firms, and they work for years. They build a community, really hardcore community for years, and also they are catching a great narrative, on chain. On chain like trading chain, kind of get all these users from DIDX, have a very strong, US based community. So, I still think like some of the projects do well, but most of the altcoins like are so bad. So basically, right now, of course, everyone wants the price up. I believe Leonidas want Doc price up. We want Merle price up. Ethereum Vitalik wants Ethereum up. He wants it so hard. He wants it so hard. He's like, but I think right now we have to go through this, and also like the Merle staking, because like the one thing we want to see is like right now there's about 200 million tokens in total in central exchange of Merle. We want to see how many tokens got withdrawn from the central exchange to on-chain. This shows how many people they're actually diamond hands holding the bag, trying to get more tokens, but not hurry to sell the tokens on central exchange. We want to see a number, and we'll keep track of this number, for the next 2 weeks. And like I think that's what we need to do. Get the community united and go through this hard period.
Yeah, and It's crazy because I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, like it feels like a bear market a little bit, but we all know from our timelines in our minds that this is not bear market time. It's more of a hard correction, and I do expect for the alt market to have its time. But it's never gonna right now. I think we all have to accept that, like, it's not going to happen when we want it to happen. So the best thing to do is to keep focusing on your plan and the projects you believe in. And once that time happens, because it's going to happen once it decides to kind of turn on, you'll be ready. That's how I look at it.
100%.
But,
yeah, the halftime. We have to,
yeah. That's a
get
good way of
rest.
putting it. Yeah, halftime.
Halftime.
So
But
I'm ready for the second half. I mean, if it's anything like the
see, that's the problem. Is we're sitting there. Hey, enjoy the halftime a little bit. You can't be like, I'm ready now. I'm ready for second half.
Yeah.
It's halftime, guys.
Yeah.
So
well, the halftime feels like the halftime from last night, the Kendrick Lamar performance, fucking awful. So I can't wait to the end so I can get back to the game. So
yeah,
It's like give people time to have rest. Think about this. Prepare your stuff.
yeah,
Get loans from the bank. I'm kidding, but
I'm
not
thinking about
financial
that.
advice.
Who can I borrow money from right now? No.
Yeah, I think halftime will be fun. Yeah, just wait for it.
Exactly. All right, Jeff. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We know it's late over there. We will talk to you soon, sir, and have a good night.
Yep. See you guys next week.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yeah, man, absolutely awesome as always. I kind of want to jump into something real quick. I forgot to add it to the banners, but Foxy, a partner of ours, actually launched their new logo, guys. I'm curious what you guys think. Put in the chat. Do you guys like the new Foxy logo? There's two letters here in the logo that weren't here before, and they are A and I. You guys can take that for what you think it's worth. But shout out to Foxy. I love the soft branding, I guess you could say. It won't be completely rebranding, but it would just be a new upgrade it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's going to be a big part of their focus. They obviously are building Clan Wars, which, by the way, tomorrow, is it what time exactly?
3
is it
p.m. Eastern time.
3 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna have another round of Clan Wars. I got my controller this time, so y'all are in some trouble because I've been freaking playing like nonstop the past 2 days. I had to figure out how to map it, man. It was driving me nuts, but I finally figured it out. So yeah, I think it's really cool rebrand. They didn't have to do too much, with it. They didn't change the name. It's just kind of like, AI is going to be a big part of it. So I'm excited to see what they bring with that.
Yeah, they actually have a tweet here, so you guys can make sure you guys have the right time and everything. But the ultimate showdown is here. Foxy Clan Wars is happening on Tuesday, February 11th at 3 p.m. Eastern time with Ordinal Revolution. And this time the stakes are higher than ever. Top reward, the player with the most kills will win a bit miner and a bit bot. So if you guys get the most kills, so you don't got to win Clan Wars, nothing. You don't got to be a team player. But if you have the most kills, you will get a bit miner and a bit bot. The current record to beat is Aaron, the CEO. You got to beat the boss here, guys. He is the best player I've ever seen in this game, but it is his game. But 71 kills there. Think you have what it takes to dethrone the champion? Time to lock and load. Gear up with strategize and get ready to dominate the battlefield. Foxy's Metaverse is watching. Who will rise? Who will fall? Guys, get in here. Let's have some fun tomorrow. You can kill Shizzy. You can kill Yagobi. I can kill the Ordinal Revolution. But the Ordinal Revolution clan will end up victorious. I am going to personally beat Aaron tomorrow. I've been kind of holding my skills back. Now I'm ready.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're holding your skills back. No, but, awesome. Well, great show, great updates from Jeff, the founder of Merlin Chain, and a little slow today. Leonidas had that big announcement of their strategy, which I'm starting to see on the Twitter timeline that they're getting a lot of slack for now, which we'll kind of save for some follow-up tomorrow. I think it'd be juicy for the show. But 191 of you guys hanging out with us, plus who's watching on Rumble and Abstract. So thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Look, at the end of the day, we do this full time, and we know that you guys support us by viewing us, and we appreciate that. And we just want to know let you guys know that we're here for you guys as well. Yes, sometimes whenever people in the community aren't going to agree on stuff, but like at the end of the day, our job is to educate you guys and bring you guys the news and try to break that down for y'all. And hopefully you guys take something away from our show, and really learn something. And honestly, like, this is our passion, and sometimes it's hard because the markets aren't great, but it's our job to lift you guys up as well, right? So hopefully we do that. But if you wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault is going to be the interoperability tool for Bitcoin Layer 1 assets. More specifically, Ordinals. You're going to be able to jump your Puppet to Bitcoin Layer 2 Merlin, to Abstract, to Base, multiple different EVMs, and also Solana eventually, and other environments as well. They also have their Bitcoin AI wallet product that's going to be out to where you can actually command it to vault your Puppet and jump it to another chain address, as well as make other Bitcoin Layer 1 transactions for you. So it's going to be exciting stuff. You can learn more at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. All you need is an Xverse wallet, some Bitcoin, and 6 blocks, and then you can start placing bets in their markets. They have bets related to Bitcoin ecosystem, to sporting events. Shizzy obviously won his Super Bowl bet yesterday, so that's pretty not cool, but whatever. Yeah, but mess around with it because you can earn points. They're going to release a future rune, so you can learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitParp is the perps and leverage decks of the Bitcoin ecosystem. We talked about them earlier. Soon you're going to be able to leverage your runes on their platform. Also, you can leverage other tokens outside the Bitcoin ecosystem, like Trump Coin as well. They're going to have more information about their paper trading competition very, very soon. Hang tight, guys. I know that it's been a little bit delayed, but the market is readjusting, so they're just trying to make sure that they're crossing all their T's and dotting their I's. So you can learn more at bitperp.io. And Fluid Tokens, the staking vault platform for Bitcoin Layer 1. If you are a founder of an Ordinal collection and you have an established community, reach out to Raul, which is the CTO of Fluid Tokens. He'll get you set up for a vault. Also, they announced on Friday, big announcement that Leo Collard, which is the artist of Runestones, came out with his own stone collection, which minted out. Congratulations to him. But you're going to be able to stake those on Fluid's platform to earn as well. So a lot of great things coming out for that team. You can learn more at fluidtokens.com and click on the Bitcoin logo to learn more there. And Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. If you are a builder for Bitcoin Layer 1 and you want your protocol to be a bit more flexible and quick, you can reach out to Merlin Chain's team and apply for a builder's grant. You just heard from Jeff himself that they're looking for more innovative builders. So, doesn't hurt to at least try. Also, if you are a retail user, you can swap for Doggo to the Moon. We just talked about this. They have enough liquidity over there, for that token, and hopefully they'll have some other rune tokens in the future. But you can visit merlinswap.org to start swapping right away, and you can learn more about Merlin Chain at merlinchain.io. And don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy. We just talked about them building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, as well as their first-person shooter game called Clan Wars, which we'll be playing tomorrow live. And everybody's invited at 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We're going to live stream it, and you can play and kind of learn the system and game there. And also, Ordinal Hive is the aggregator Ordinal marketplace for Bitcoin Layer 1 and Layer 2 on Merlin Chain. You're going to find the cheapest Ordinals around on Ordinal Hive. And don't forget about their trader tools, to where you can see like live mempool trading, see if someone fat fingered a node monkey, get it for cheap, those type of things. And we thank you guys so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. And I just want to say congratulations to Itsutoshi. Yo Boys 12-month club. He's officially been a member for over 12 months. Absolutely amazing. Thank you, Itsutoshi, man. It means so much to us, bro. You've been very loyal to us, man, and we can't wait to give back. We're going to be doing give backs this year, 100%. I promise you. Just waiting for better times to launch some stuff. But shout out to all you guys who've been members for a long time. Danny Boy says fly equals fly. Let's go. And if you guys if you guys have a couple extra minutes, you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com. We have some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering the space, please send them our website. We really feel like it can help them get started and code up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have the #1 VPN, that's Nord. Click our link, 70% off coupon. I think it's like $3 a month. Everyone should have a VPN. If you don't want to pay $3 for Nord, get a cheap one, get a free one from somewhere else. But Nord is the best. If you want the best protection, get a Nord. Bitcoin 2025 Las Vegas. It's going to be absolutely insane. I think we're going to have record high Bitcoin at that time. Talk $300,000, $400,000 by the end of May. I truly believe that. But if you're in Vegas, you're going to have the best time because you're going to be with everyone celebrating together as Bitcoiners. But get your tickets as soon as possible. Do not wait till May to get your tickets. It's going to go up in price, guys. We're talking 10x from where it is today. Get them as soon as possible and use our link here at ordinalrevolution.com. And if you need merch for that event or any event, we know we have ETH Denver coming up, and you probably still have enough time to get your stuff delivered to you. But if you're looking for merch, even to slay around the house with you, some of the best merch in all of crypto, not just ordinals. Check everything out here: hats, jackets, and so much more. You can find everything at ordinalrevolution.com. And guys, we are live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Check us out all week, guys. And until tomorrow,
Peace.
We OG, oh no, G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to Olo. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Rooms is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Merlin. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.